Hello and welcome to Guardian Football Weekly. This really is about one man. It doesn't matter if he's the greatest ever, but at 35 years old, to turn and slow down and speed up and beat Josko Gvardiol, one of the players of the tournament, about 10 times before putting it on a plate for Julian Alvarez to score the goal that put this semi-final beyond doubt. Before that, Lionel Messi had scored a penalty. He'd been good, but he hadn't got us on our feet, but then he did. There was a moment, Nicky, where Messi held his hamstring, wasn't there, in the first half? It was it's not like Kaiser Soze. You were like, is he done, or is he going to do something utterly amazing, in the second half? And that's what he did.
I feel like you've thrown to me with the usual suspects reference. I'm totally unqualified to take and run with, so I can't pick up on that. But I don't know, Max. He's extraordinary, isn't he? I think that sort of moment with the hamstring. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of been all through this tournament, these sort of moments of him sort of strolling and limping and perhaps looking like what he is, which is someone who's in his mid-30s, which is not old in the real world, but in top-level professional football is getting on a bit. And then you contrast that with that the assist on the final goal, the I don't know what to describe it as. It wasn't a tussling with Gvardiol. It was sort of a running rings around Gvardiol. It was turning Gvardiol into a pretzel. Gvardiol was right there with him, one of the players we've celebrated the most this tournament. And I actually thought to myself, is this one game going to undermine some transfer business for RB Leipzig with Gvardiol and Livakovic as well? These two players who've been sort of lauded for how well they played in this tournament, suddenly being reminded that when you're confronted with real brilliance, it's still a different game for you. And Messi, the accelerations, that sort of, I don't know what it is. It's the way he has the ball all through that run, all through that move to beat Gvardiol. He has the ball about, it feels like 2 centimeters away from his opponent. Like, he's not holding the ball at arm's length. He's not holding the ball somewhere it feels like it should be out of the defender's reach. He's doing it right next to him, but without ever giving a hint that he's going to give it away. He's always got the control of that dynamic. He's always got the step on him. And when he wants to accelerate, despite being a completely sort of a different stage of his career and a late stage of his career, always just is that bit quicker than him. I get every time I'm coming on, Max, because I've done all these Argentina games, I'm just raving about him. But what else are you supposed to do? He's the greatest footballer I've ever seen in my lifetime. That's my opinion as someone who's observed football.
There was a wonderful line, Barry, from Ali McCoy. I think it was earlier in the game where Messi was sort of surrounded by players, and he said, "I thought you'd need to throw a 6-6 to get out of that," which is a brilliant line. And I remember interviewing Willy Sagnol, right, the former France right back, about Zidane, and he just said, "Look, it was a different game for Zidane," and it is ridiculous when you think about these are the elite of the elite, and there's someone on that pitch who is so ridiculously good. It's different for it's different for him compared to absolute elite footballers all around him.
It's like how I feel regularly on this podcast, man. I'm operating on a completely higher level to everyone else. And I don't like to boast about it, obviously, but I feel now is as good a time as any to point it out. It's funny. I do think at points in this tournament, Messi has been overpraised for doing stuff that if other players had done it, they wouldn't be praised as much, anywhere near as much. But tonight he was really special. And that moment where he twisted Gvardiol's blood I felt sorry for Gvardiol, actually, because he's had a great tournament and now he'll be on the end of tournament montage, and that's what we'll see. That will be his contribution. But yeah, he was on a different level tonight. I'm not sure he should have been on the pitch at that point. I mean, if he's even vaguely concerned about his hammy and you're 2-0 up, get him off the field, wrap him up in a blanket. But he was outstanding tonight. I mean, the one thing he has done this tournament that did merit all the praise was obviously that pass in the last game, that no-look defence splitting weighted through ball. But he has been overpraised at times in this tournament for stuff that by his own standards are skills are quite mundane, but tonight he was just outstanding. And you presume now that, you know, they've got to the final. If they don't win, it will be his fault. This is his chance, you know, and probably his last one.